My name is Souzana. Welcome to Love Belly Dance, my Oriental style fundamental belly dance vocabulary series. I'm going to teach you a hip lift. We're first going to start with balanced supported posture. From here, we're going to give ourselves a little peg leg test. So imagine that you only have one leg, you're a pirate. You don't actually have to have the patch of your eye, but we're going to bring our arms at the side, help us with balance. We're going to really engage our core here, nice strong core. We're going to transfer the weight over into one foot, and we're going to lift the other foot off the ground. Now, if you are balance challenged and this is too hard, place your hand against the wall, touch your toe to the floor, okay? But if you can, give this a try with your foot up in the air. And when you do this, you want to make sure that your fig leaf is still pointing straight down to the ground and that your hips are level to begin with, okay? So then what we're going to do is when we do the hip lift, we're going to engage our obliques, okay? So we're going to contract up and then release that contraction, and we're going to contract up and release. And the other thing that you're going to want to think about doing is squeezing your thighs together. Okay, that's going to help with your balance also. And it's going to help that you don't look like you are peeing on a fire hydrant. So, again, start with our balanced supported dance posture. Transfer the weight over to one foot. Lift it off the ground. Really engage that core. Make sure the hips are level to begin with. And then we're going to contract and release. Contract and release. Contract, release, contract, release. Now come back. See how the hips are level? I'm back to home base. This is our balanced, supported posture here. And so I'm going to transfer my weight over to the other foot. The other foot is free. I'm going to lift it up, taking care not to lift this one. Thighs are squeezing like you're holding a dollar bill there. Nice strong core. And you're contracting the obliques here. Contract and release. Contract. And my hand here is going to show you contract, release, contract, release, contract, release, contract, release. All right, let's try the other side. We're going to do a little faster. And contract, 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 contract. Good. Look at that. And the other side. And lift, lift, lift. Contracting as you lift. Okay, so the good thing is that we don't usually perform it that way with the leg up in the air. There are some folkloric moves where you might have the leg up like that, you do that contraction, but for the most part when you do a hip lift, your foot is in contact with the floor. Okay, so that was just an exercise to get us acquainted with our core muscles and really to drive the movement from the contraction of our obliques here, okay? So now let's go ahead and come into a nice, strong, basic arm pose here. In our balanced, supported posture, bring the heel up of one foot, slide the legs together, make sure the pelvis is in neutral, our core is engaged here. And now this is where it's really important that your fig leaf is pointing straight down to the ground. So as you start to lift, it contracts right up underneath your armpit, and you have a happy back. No weird pinching going on back there. And so you lift, 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 lift. Now place the heel down. No bobbing up and down. You're going to see that I'm not straightening my standing leg at all. It remains soft in that basic dance supported balanced posture that our home base. That's our home base. We always come back to there. So this leg doesn't straighten up. It stays soft. As you contract, 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 contract right up underneath the armpit. Our belly's pulled in. Good. Now, in a previous video, I showed you guys the showgirl pose and how we can go to the corner of our dance box for like optimum viewing pleasure of our audience, right? So, in this movement straight on, I'm going to turn to the corner of my dance box here, and then I'm going to turn my upper body. So my hips are to the corner, upper body is towards the front, and then instead of framing the hip here, I'm going to frame here, so then it gets this elbow out of the way, and that my audience that's back over here can see what's happening with my hips. So the belly's pulled in, and I'm going to contract, contract, lift, 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 switch to the other side. I love doing a plie in between for extra drama. It's a nice transitional step there. So plie just means to bend the knees, the ballet term. But we're going to use it here because it's a great way of just saying, bend your knees as you transition from one side to the other. And then we do an S pose here. So we're going to lift, 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 switch to the side and lift, 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 and that is our hip lift.